Welcome back.
Welcome back to SaltyGillz.
Going into our summer season, wrapping up our spring, winter, fall season. Water's finally up.
Weather's at like 94 degrees right now.
Water's 94 degrees. Tides have started to fall out, and the boat traffic is crazy. So be safe. Watch out for jet skis.
And watch out for other people that are waiting.
Yeah. All that boat traffic and stuff, guys, we pretty much wrap up. We start trying to switch to offshore minded. We'll slip some bay trips in as we need to, but mainly offshore right now. I'm mainly doing all that stuff. Basically just wanted to take a second, run through everything. Basically the rods, the reels we're using, line pound, lures,
all of our
stuff.
gear. Quick gear breakdown.
It's going to be all Shimano reels as far as our Inshore Corrados and Chronarchs. You'll see pretty much everything we've switched to on these. I went and found a bunch of these older ones. It's my favorite style Corrado that they've made. They hold up the best. They take a little less maintenance. Spooled up on every single reel. We have 15-pound J-braid 8-strand and 20-pound Seaguar Gold fluoro as our leader. For our style of fishing, with the lighter rods that we use, the 20-pound fluoro has been extremely good. As far as what we see, the diameter is smaller. It holds up good. There's a lot of brands out there. This is just easier to get your hands on. It's quality leader, but easier to acquire, easier to get. You don't have to go search and order stuff online. Pretty much everything that we've switched to so far now, except on the spinning reels, is going to be the Wicked Lagoon rods. We will put something below, a way to contact us, a way to get with these. They're great, great rods. This one is going to be very similar to a medium fast. This one's going to be a moderate fast. Just a little bit more backbone on Kaleigh's setup, the way that she fishes, the way that she works lures, all that. She's gonna fish a little stiffer rod than me. She has recoil guides on hers, just regular guides on this one, guys. The quality of the rods is amazing. You're pretty much walking into a fully custom rod on these that is gonna be priced very similarly to a higher end rod that's on a rack. You're looking at the same price point as basically getting a nice Waterloo or a Falcon or something along those lines. What I really like about these is the ability to kind of cater towards what you're getting, at the same time not paying an outrageous price. So on this rod, it's going to be very, very similar to an HP Light Waterloo. It has a great action to the tip, but the one thing it does that the HP Lights don't have is it has a little bit more backbone into it. So when you get into those bigger fish, you're still able to work that lure. You're still able to work up to a soft dine, a decent sized topwater, which we'll get into later, but also the ability to still work a very small lure. Obviously ended the day on a Little John on a 16th ounce jig head to a wrap up our last trip. So it's been a really good rod. Going over to Kaleigh's setup, like I said, a little stiffer. Everything in our arsenal, inshore wise, is a 7-foot rod. Recoil guides, 70 Corrado on this one, 15-pound braid, all the same across the board. Fluoro's the same. This rod just has a little bit more backbone, a little bit different grip style on it for Kaleigh, and then again, everything to kind of match the way that she's fishing. Again, working the same lures that I am. Moving across to the spinning reel setup, we're gonna go same 15-pound J-braid 8-strand. 2500, this is a Stratic by Shimano, and then paired up with a Waterloo Salinity, and then the other spinning reel that Ryan uses is also a Waterloo Phantom. He likes that rod a little bit better than the Salinity, so that's the one he's been using the most. These Waterloo rods have been super, super good. Going up to the Wicked Lagoon rods has been a great step up, a game changer in tuning things up the way that we need them. But stepping into a rod, you really can't go wrong with one of the Waterloos. This spring and winter were pretty docile for the most part. Had a lot of wind, so not going to show all the colors that we used. Just kind of give you an idea of what we were using how we were thinking about it, and what we were doing to kind of find fish and then hone in on them. To start, pretty much religiously throwing the peanut style, the Mansfield knocker style of topwaters. This one saw a good amount of action this year. It's really high pitch, it's a small body, but it still has a really good walk action. The only time I'd switch off of this, I'd go to a Top Dog Junior or a different profile is if we had a little bit of grass in the area. These peanut style topwaters are very susceptible to grass. It makes them not want to walk. You can switch out to single hooks, you can do some stuff, but as far as what we were doing, kind of just switched over, went to a different style. Using this to kind of locate fish, whether they were swirling, they didn't necessarily have to even eat it. Just using it to locate fish this year. They weren't really going off of the topwater bite as much as we wanted them to. So that led us a lot of times to going either to a soft plastic or a soft dine style lure, suspension lure. Texas Customs, Coastal Marsh, done a really good job making soft dines easily usable. Gold, white, pink, just depends on the color of the water, the color of the sky above you. Came in really handy all the way into late May this year when we still had some random fronts pushing through and the bite died off. If we switch back over to a soft plastic, Kaleigh uses those a lot more than me. Always have down souths in the box, just standard down souths, and did a lot of work with Grant at Slot Lures this year. We've come up with a lot of cool stuff with his help kind of edit, change some things on them. We got the first revision of basically a green blue color that we were playing with this year. It did really good. 1 or 2 trips we got to use it. He offers a 6-inch and then a smaller 5-inch version, as well as almost like a Little John. We got a Little John next to it. They're basically the same size. This one has a little bit of a split tail at the end. We got to use them a little bit this year. It was newer to him, newer to us. Didn't utilize them as much as maybe we should have, but kind of got our hands on them late in the year as far as them biting little baits. All of our lures between slots, the Little Johns, the down souths, they all hold up really well, especially when we finally switched over to the Texas Custom jig heads. The gap approach on these is a little better, seemed to help our hookup ratio and in better spots on the fish, as well as having the spring a little bit more away from the lead has helped with the taking the jig heads on, making them work. Even though the actual hook shank length on these is shorter, even with the 6.5 inch, we really didn't have a problem with hookups unless they were smaller fish. The bigger fish seemed to still fully inhale, eat the lures. The short shanks weren't a problem at all. Grant has some recommendations as far as his lures for the shank length that he was using, why he was using the jig heads he's using. What he's using works. It's definitely based upon the shank length. What I was looking at when it came down to this as well is we all wade fish, we all keep everything in our boxes. It gets exposed to a lot of salt water. The Texas Custom hooks held up better to salt water, to not rusting, to lasting even after they were beat up, and held their point the best. As far as any of the Nortons that we've used or even some of the down south hooks, it's just right now they're what we're using. They're the best for what we're trying to do. We're just trying to stay with something that produces good results. It really, to me, does not matter at all who makes a product as long as it works for what we're doing. There's a lot of colors coming out in these slot lures, a lot of kind of different designs. Same thing with the down souths. Don't get confused by the color. Stick to form, function, action, and a visible color. As long as you're visible, you don't have to get crazy caught up with the sparkles. Does this have sparkles? Does it not? There's little things that it can come down to, but get in the door, find lures you like, and find lures that work in normal generic colors before you start trying to pursue crazy custom lures that you're purchasing, you're buying. 9 times out of 10, they're only going to work in 1 or so applications across the board.
As far as our gear goes, Cole and I both run, well, mine's an Orvis bag, Cole's is a Sims bag. He's had this bag for 10 years.
Too long.
And I don't think they make it anymore, because if they still made it, they would not make any money off of it anyway. I got this bag at Roy's. It's the most similar bag that we found to Cole's. It's a little bit smaller, but it's the most similar bag. They obviously have different colors for the men that don't want so colorful on their bags. As far as what we keep inside of our bags while we're waiting, I keep a little box for my lures and my soft tines and hooks that I keep in there. We keep snips, forceps, and then pliers. These are 30-pound bogas.
Yep.
And we keep our stinky pants, obviously. I will link a couple of, what was it, last year? Cole had a 15-pound float and a trout took off with it, with his bogas. So, these are big floats, stringer, obviously, in case we have a fish that dies on us or we want to keep dinner for the night. Cole in his bag, Cole keeps a bigger box, his bag is bigger, and then he keeps the cigar leader that we use on all of our rods. Now, as far as wet wading goes, I wear these Sims. I honestly don't even know the name of them, but they have worn extremely well. They have no tread on the bottom of them anymore, so I'll probably be upgrading those next year. Cole has the new Orvis moon boots. I will link them in this video. He loves these. These have worn extremely well. He's had these for what, almost a year, right?
Yeah.
And they've worn extremely well. I mean, they look brand new. So, highly recommend these. I will probably be upgrading those as well. As far as winter gear, I wear the Orvis women's waders in a small, I think, medium maybe. And Cole uses the Sims G4s in the Gore-Tex. He really loves these. You got multiple pockets in here and then on the inside as well. I love my Orvis waders. I've had, 3 pairs of these, I think, at this point. And I don't know that I would change to anything else. I really like my Orvis waders. As far as boots for the winter time, these are the Sims. These are just meant for waders. I like mine really well. Cole actually has the exact same pair. We've had these for almost 2 years.
I've had mine for like 5.
No, Cole has had his for 5. I've only had mine for like 2 years. I really like these. I don't know that I would change to anything else for winter with our waders.
Thank y'all for continuing to watch, guys. Setups are one of those things that you can use whatever works.
It's kind of personal too.
Yeah,
what works for you might not work for us.
What we're showing y'all is based upon our style of fishing, the way that we fish, the way that we approach fishing. Maybe a heavier rod if you're really just a big topwater guy, or even have multiple rods. We've worked with different rods, different reels, different line tests, different brands of line. Where we've settled now is just what makes us successful, what helps us land the most fish, just have the most productive day possible, no matter what we're targeting. And that's all we're trying to show y'all and convey. There's probably a million ways to do things. Those rods may be too light for how you fish or for what you fish for, but as far as what we do, that's what works. Hopefully it's either a baseline or just a little bit more insight into how we do things.
Like, subscribe, leave us a comment down below telling us what current Inshore setup you use, and SaltyGillz,
Come get some.